It's Tuesday night. You know what it means? It means YouTube live in the QMJHL. Tonight, our guest is none other than the Ramparts captain, Justin Côté. Justin, thank you for doing this and welcome on the YouTube live.
It's a pleasure.
Well, Justin, we have so many things to talk about today. But first, I want to say if you are watching live, guys, you want to ask some question to Justin. Well, that's why we're doing it live. It's because it's for you to have the opportunity to
Mm.
ask a question to our guests. So don't hesitate to put comments, question in the comments if you have any question. If you want to just comment on Justin's career, you can also do that. Before we start with the Quebec Remparts, because you're the captain, we're going to talk a lot about the Remparts tonight. I want to come back a little bit on last year because obviously you are Gilles Corteau Trophy champions. How does it feel being a champion forever?
It was unreal. I was seeing a lot of guys winning the cup before me, like the 3 past years before we won it last year, and must I was saying like it must feel amazing, must be amazing, like team, great groups of guys. Like you talk to them all your life after. So when we won it last year with, like I said, like such great groups of guys, it was amazing. We had so much fun. Still talk to a lot of the people. Still play against a couple of them too. So yeah, it was a unreal year, probably the best year of hockey in my life.
Yeah, I bet it was an unreal year, and I want to come back a little bit on your career, looking back at you being a champion. I remember a couple of years ago, you and I did a little feature on you being drafted a little bit later than you
Mhm.
might have been drafted, and you were a first round prospect. You were drafted in the second round, and at that time you were, I mean, I guess a bit overlooked, but now you're a champion. You're one of the best point getter in the league right now. How does it feel having like maybe prove everyone wrong? I guess.
Feels great. The first year I was a bit mad at the draft, all the drafting, but my agent told me that it was just a number, and for sure you're frustrated the first year because you think, oh, I'm better than this one, I'm better than this one. But looking back to it, I'm like, oh, it was really just a number, and you just got to prove everything at camp. And looking back at it right now, it's a funny story.
And maybe you wouldn't have been drafted by the Drummondville Voltigeurs. Maybe you would have been drafted by another team. Maybe you would have been a champion. But now the fact that you were drafted by the Drummondville Voltigeurs and made you a champion, and you were a big part of it of the team that has been champion last year. So I guess it's everything worked out for you.
Yeah, for sure. It was probably the best place to get drafted because we
Mhm.
were rebuilding. We didn't have much older players, so a younger player were getting ice time, and coaches was not shy to put younger player on the ice, and we had good communication. So that's probably why we built up such a good team after 3 4 years. So no, it was probably the best place to land.
Well, we're not going to talk a lot more about Drummondville Voltigeurs because obviously you're now the captain of the Quebec Remparts, and I want to talk a lot about what's going on in Quebec right now because there's a lot to say. But first of all, I want to know how did you learn that you were moving to Quebec? Because I know you and I chat a little bit at the end of the year, and you still weren't sure if you first would be traded, and
Mhm.
and and maybe not even in Quebec. So how did you react when you knew that you were moving all your stuff to Quebec City?
It was a big change. It was during the parade, the cup parade, that I learned that I was traded to Quebec. So it was big emotion. Uh, like I said, big movement. I was there for 4 years, same billet family. It's the same routine, going to the rink every morning. So it was a big change. But I was pretty happy to go to Quebec. Such a great place, great city, great rink, and like I said, it's pretty fun, and it's probably one of the best organization in the queue, if not the best.
Yeah, that's an amazing organization. You're playing, you guys, in an NHL building, and you treat it just as great as any NHL team. And I've seen it a lot, so that must be a great experience. Talk to me about the beginning of the season for you. You've been hot. You've been getting some points. Talk to me. How do you evaluate the beginning of the season for you? Justin?
Personally, it's going well. I had a short but great summer of training. Um, did a lot of specific stuff on the ice, shooting stuff. So yes,
There's maybe just a little delay, but I think you're okay now.
hello,
Yes. Are you okay?
m'entends-tu?
Yes. 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 Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Justin? Yes, I
C'est
do.
bon?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I had a short but great summer. Worked on very specific stuff, shooting stuff, shooting technique. Um, so yeah, I'm just more confident with my shot this year. I'm taking more one-timers on power plays, and so yeah, that's maybe why I have more success offensively. But we have a young team. It's a new challenge for me being with an older group of guys last year. So yeah, having a younger group is another challenge. I like it. We have a great and young group of guys. We're a competitive team.
That's great. Talking about the team. Talk to me about this newcomer, Maddox Dagenet, who was the first overall pick. You have the chance to see him a lot. How is he on the ice, and what can you tell us of him? I think Justin has a problem with his connection right now. We'll wait a couple minutes to see, a couple seconds to see if it's okay. Maybe I'll try to reach out. All right. I think we have Justin freezing right now. I'll ask him to reconnect right now to see if it can work. I'll read the question while we're waiting for Justin if he's able to connect again. Hey Justin, do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. There's not even a delay right now. That's perfect. Okay.
Good.
I was talking about Maddox Dagenet. You're talking about a young team and having a young talented team. The first overall pick was Maddox Dagenet. You have the chance to see him day in, day out. How does it feel and playing with him, and how is he on the ice? What can you tell us about him?
He's a pretty good player. What I learned from him that he's not shy about asking question. Everything about system wise, skill wise. So yeah, he's a awesome player, really good shot like his father, and great person, and he has an unreal physique for a 16 years old.
Yeah, he's huge, and he looks great on the ice. He has getting a lot of points. Talking about teammates, I have a question from Kim DeBorn, but my guess is it's from Brant DeBorn, one of our super fan in the queue. He lives in Moncton. So he asked, how does it feel playing with Thomas Auger?
It's pretty fun. I didn't really know him before the last 2-3 weeks. He's a great player, awesome vision, and I love playing with him on the power play. He's so calm with the puck and a pretty shifty player.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. There's a couple of other questions here. Oh, maybe just here you go. Super Justin. Oui, vraiment, on t'aime, Justin. There's a lot of French question. If you have a French question, we'll do a French interviews in a couple, maybe in 20 minutes. We'll do the French interview. But for now, if you have question in English, okay, we have another question. So we'll go right now with Aki 123. How's Daphne in the locker room? So you talked to us about how he's on the ice. How is he on the locker room?
Pretty funny guy. He's not really shy, dancing around, singing. He's a great person and really like bubbly guy. He's like I said, not shy at all.
There's another guy I know. He's not shy. I'm talking about you. We put a mic on you a couple of weeks ago. If you don't mind, we'll just put a little teaser. The mic up is not out yet. It's gonna come out in a couple of weeks. But I want to play the teaser, and maybe we can talk about your experience having a mic, and we'll take a look about it.
Tage Thompson n'a jamais joué sur la carte. 1, 2, 3. Mic up, mic up. M'entends-tu? Très près. Yep. Oh ouais, Mitch. Je chialerais pas du tout, mais pourquoi?
Le gardien, il rentre dans le crease.
OK.
Il a le contact avec le roller. OK. La suite, la pas capable.
OK. Pour Tage Thompson.
How did it feel wearing a mic? And we could see a little bit of you. I don't know if it's trash talking a little bit. Is that something that you do a lot in your game?
Actually, I don't. It just came out. I'm not gonna name him.
No.
He tried to hit me, dirty hit, blank side. So that was probably just emotion. But no, I'm not really of a trash talker. The microphone, you don't really notice it during the game, more during warm up. But during the game, you're so focused that you don't really feel it.
How did you like the experience? Did you think about it when you had it on you, or just when do the checkup between periods? That's
only checkups, because I didn't really feel it, didn't think about it. You're so concentrated, you have so many things on your mind that you don't really think about what you're saying.
You had a good game this game. You scored and you won the game. So I guess it was a lucky mic'd up this year. Maybe we should mic you up more often. Oh, we have a lot of comments. I guess you're kind of popular now, Justin, because we're having a lot of people commenting on you. So funny guy. You're a funny guy, Justin. Yes, you are. Of course you are. We have what's the transition? Okay, that's a good question. So we have Joe Tasca here. What was the transition been like from winning the President Cup team in Drummondville to now being a leader of a rebuilding team? So he's asking about how does it feel playing for a championship team and then going on a team that it's really on the other side of the cycle. Mm-hmm. So how does it feel playing on that kind of team?
It's another challenge. I see it as my first year in the Q. I had Xavier Simoneau, our captain, back in Drummondville. He was in the same kind of spot. He had competitive team the year before. They lost in semifinal, and he had to rebuild the team. He was captain. He was the only player there who had experience. So it's like another challenge. I kind of like being around the younger guys and teach them whatever on the ice, off the ice stuff. So it's another challenge, but I really like it for now.
Awesome. And you've been named captain of the team. That's how I started, and saying that you were captain of one of the most prestigious team in all junior hockey. How does it feel being the captain of the Québec Remparts?
It was such an honor. We didn't really know when it was going to be named. We didn't have a captain. We're the last team to have a captain. So it was really surprise. One morning, they said, we're announcing our captain today. Like I said, an honor, great organization, and like you look names from who played there last couple of years, and there's so many great players. So yeah, pretty fun.
Yeah, like your ex-teammates, Kassim Godet, who was also the captain at the beginning of the season. But I'm curious, is it something that you ever thought you'd be a captain? Like, did you always have that kind of leadership in you? Were you a captain in your younger teams, or was it a surprise that a team chose you as a captain?
I was captain when I was younger. had leadership more by example, but growing up, I was maybe more shy, so I was not talking as much. But now getting more experienced in the queue, I'm not really shy to talk things out with whatever situation there is. So I was not really surprised by the nomination, but yeah, just talking about leadership and all that stuff. Yeah.
One thing I noticed when you were mic'd up is that you were talking a lot with the referees and talking a lot and you weren't like anything bad with the referees. But is it something that you do every game that you're in constant communication with the referees?
For sure, you want them on your good side, not on your bad side. And I'm not really a dirty player, not getting in a lot
Mhm.
of penalties, so I'm probably more on their good side than on their bad side. So yeah, I'm trying to talk to them, trying to. I wouldn't say buy penalty for our team, but just understanding the game, understanding the rhythm of the game, and trying to have them on your good side. And now being a captain, you talk more to the referees, Gary, just checking and if things are clear or asking more question for your coaches. So yeah, develop more a better relationship with the refs this year.
That's awesome. There's a lot of question in French still. If you have question in French, I really encourage you to ask those questions on the French side. But this one is quite interesting. El Québécois ask, why do you put water in your hair before the game? That's a great question.
Uh, I don't know, for two things probably, just to wake me up, cold water,
Mhm.
and to not have airs in my face. But it's probably more of a superstition than something I do like for a purpose.
Interesting. Talking about superstition. What's your pregame routine? Asking Kim DeBorn, maybe Brent DeBorn. Do you have a lot of the same thing going on? Do you have a lot of superstition? Can you get us into your pregame routine?
Yep. So I had to change a few things because the schedule before games is not uh, similar from team to team. So I changed a few things this year, but I'm still taping my 3-6 before every game, the same way every time. Then I do stretch. I go in the gym, just activate a bit. Then we always have a couple of meetings, and we like to play the soccer. I don't know how do you call it, sewer soccer per game.
Mhm.
We always play that before game, and that's my pregame ritual.
And if you want to see how Justin tape is thick, well, we did a tape job last year video. I think it's out on our platform, so you can see that. It's always a pleasure for me to work with Justin. I have so many questions, but there's a lot of questions from the public, so we'll go with fans' question if you don't mind. Renaud Laplante asks, what's your favorite rink to play away?
Ooh, good question.
Is it Drummondville now because it feels like home for you?
I hated playing in Drummondville. Playing on the other bench, it feels just
It
so
felt
weird.
wrong. That's
Yeah, it
that's what you
feels
make.
wrong
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
to be in the other locker room, and I didn't know that, but the other locker room is awful. They got to do something. The boards, the doors when we open the doors on the away bench, awful. If someone in Drummondville hears this, please change it.
Sorry,
But
Drummondville, for putting you on the spot, but I
yeah,
guess I guess
but
it's a message from the players.
but yeah, no, I didn't really like playing in Drummondville. But my favorite rink to play, I'd say, I'd Moncton.
Moncton, yeah,
It's
that's it.
always
That's
special place. It's similar to Quebec, big rink, great fans. It's always fun to play in the Maritimes too, because you're at the hotel with your team. So yeah, it's always a fun experience. I'd say Moncton, yeah.
interesting, interesting. And if I'm not mistaken, you're gonna play Moncton your next game. So, how do you see this upcoming game against one of the best team in the league right now?
It's gonna be a great challenge. I think last three games we played Rimouski. We played Rimouski twice. Yeah, and we played Drummondville, which are the top teams in the queue, and we played Blainville the last one. So we competed all four games. Lost one in OT, and the other ones were by one or two goals. So we have the same mindset for the next game. We're trying to compete, and we cleaned some of our stuff up system wise today to be ready for tomorrow.
Interesting. So I guess Moncton Wildcats, you guys be ready because the Ramparts are ready for you right now. I mean, I'm super happy to see all the questions. I'm glad you guys participate right now. Next time, I just won't bother preparing any interview if you are willing to do it for me, guys. Hockey 123 goes, how's right now? Here's another rookie asking for one of your younger teammates. How is he?
In the room, he's more shy, does his thing. On
Big
the
guy.
ice, he's a train. we're laughing about it. We're saying he drinks diesel. He's so strong. It's crazy. He's 16 and he's hitting. He's in scrums. He's gonna be a dangerous player at 18, 19 when he's gonna reach his physical potential. He's a great guy. He has so much skills. Great shot and a lot of speed. But
yeah, he's huge for 16 years old. I mean, you guys have big, young guys coming up. The future is going to be bright in Quebec for sure. And talking about teammates, talk to us about what you've seen from Taifar, who was a high-ranked player at the draft. Was planning to go to the United States, but now with the rule changing, he's coming back. So you guys having a great defenseman, a young, great defenseman coming back. What have you seen of him so far, even though it's a really short period of time?
Yeah, I didn't really talk to him that much, but he's gonna stay in my billet for the next year. It was like big weekend for him. He moved up all his stuff, so he was probably really stressed. So didn't have much time talking to him and being with him. But on the ice, he's a great player, great vision. That's what I've seen from him. His passes are insane when we break out. Great vision.
Not that big, but he's kind of tall. And from what I know from him, meeting him a couple of times last year before the draft, he's looks like a shy guy, but a bright guy. So I guess yeah, we'll know more later. It's almost 7 now. If you guys have a question for Justin, it's pretty much last call. The last thing I want to ask you, there's so many things I would like to ask, but I'm so glad the fans were in it with me today. The last thing I want to ask Justin is I want to ask about the Les Boys feature that you guys did in the dressing room. How was it playing actors? And that video went viral. Everyone was talking about it. Media, it went for I don't know how many views, but it was all over the place. How was it being playing actors? And talk to me maybe about Rousseau Hamel, who was absolutely crazy. Oscar winning nomination for him.
Yeah, it was great. Like you said, Rousseau Hamel, he's such a funny guy. He's a clown. So it was like the perfect person to put in this role. And we had to do it so many times because we were just laughing at his expression, his face. It was so funny. Great experience. Probably one of the best game that I played, like the team game that I played in the last couple of years.
That's awesome. And that's awesome. The jersey was great too. And I know I don't want to put you on the spot. We didn't talk about this before the interview. So, but how did you like the Rimouski response to the video? Like they were calling you out in their videos. Did you guys see it?
Just saw the last one. They were singing the boys' song, whatever it was, but it was not great. They're better hockey player than singer.
Yeah, I guess they all know that. But I mean, I praise the Rimouski Oceanic for doing it and playing the game and trying to sing. That was absolutely a fantastic video. Justin, you've been absolutely amazing once again. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your questions. That was absolutely awesome. And Justin, we'll meet you on the French interview right on the other side around 7 p.m.
Thank you.